Hello my friends, welcome back. It's episode 33. I just need to go to the armory to sort out my new characters. And then I want to talk about stat raising, but we're going to talk about it on a small random map, because I can't shoot in the base. I actually picked up a lot of ammo here. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Plenty of ammo here. Get rid of that drum. Obviously want to run plenty of ammo for this because obviously it's a thirsty boy. Okay, so Ollie is my new soldier. No, grenadier. Okay. And his skills are faster attribute growth, better evasion, survival, find cover. I might as well finish this tree now because he's bought 2 not great skills and there's like a 3rd not great skill. But the thing is, this skill is good. Since he's already bought 2 of the not great skills, he might as well buy the last not great skill so that he can get the one at the end, which is actually pretty decent. What this does mean, though, is that it's going to be a long time before this guy has a decent ability to throw. He needs these 3 skills for throwing. Still, he's only level 7, so he should level quickly. I think actually probably the best bet here would be to go for fast throw first, good throw from any pose, and increased throwing range. To go for these 3 first and then get these 2 and then worry about this mess over here. As it stands, he does not have and will never have, most likely, any SMG specialization. Faster short burst. There's a rocket launcher specialization. It's just you got to do so much to actually unlock the good stuff. That's the biggest problem with grenadiers. So forget the SMG. He's got throwing knives and such for training up his throwing skill, but we're not going to bother with any of that. Okay. Let's run an MG on this guy. Why not? He's not going to get a bonus to he's not getting a bonus to SMGs, so why bother with SMGs? SMGs to me seem to be inferior to machine guns in every way. Except, you know, if you've got specialist skills that make them better. But it seems to me like a lot of the specialist skills that make them better also apply... Oh, this guy can use the fast powder, so let's give him a fast powder. Alright, let's give him a couple of fast powders. Of course, because he's got high skills, because I've just recruited him. Wow, he can use lockpicks. That's funny. Yeah, I don't see the point in the SMGs. A lot of the SMG skills also affect machine guns. The machine gun just seems better in every way, except that you can get the burst cost on an SMG very low. Short burst is 19 AP on a MG, and I think some short bursts on some SMGs can be very low indeed, like 10 AP. 11 AP. But the stopping power, the range, the magazine size in most cases, and the fact that, you know, you're using high caliber ammo that tears through things, the MG strikes me as just a better weapon. Right. That's my potato mashers, because this is actually 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. It's not an even number of squares. Oof, that's a big explosion. Now, I'm wondering if this guy can actually lob these. Right. Light grenades so we can reach out and touch people. Okay. You're an engineer. Why have you got all these grenades? Unless engineers get grenade skills that I'm not aware of. What's this guy got? Increased range, machine gun specialization, faster reload, rifle specialization, faster aim shot, pistol specialization. Man, this guy's talents are spread everywhere. I guess he's set up to go for the rocket launcher specialization. And then on to demolition, which is actually pretty cool. Well, he's got all the machine gun skills. I don't have any other good machine guns available. Ah, well. We'll live with a bad machine gun until we get a good one. Interesting that these things are so big, in spite of the In spite of the fact that it's not a huge amount of bullets in these. Let's be replicating ammo. This may seem like a lot, but we'll go through these fast. Okay. As an engineer, it's all about the dynamite. Lockpicks, mine probes, and this guy has enough engineering skill to use the advanced lockpick, which is good. And of course he can use the fast healing powder because we just pulled him out of the bench. In fact, his medical skill is good enough to actually use real bandages, which is impressive. Let's put that dynamite in there. Okay, good to go. I bet the engineer's medical skill is better than mine now. 46. It just barely isn't. That's really sad when the engineer's got better medical skill than you've got, and you're the medic. 46 in throwing, it's not bad. Right, let's get out of here. So I'm going to another random encounter, and it's because I want to test something and show something, and maybe even have a little rant about it while I'm at it. It's not something I can do during a real mission. Okay. I do love this mission. It's just, you know, blow this building up and then destroy the cockroaches that come out.
Order confirmed.
Alright, buddy. It's time to get some practice in. Nice. In the name of the Emperor! Oh! There was a dude hiding behind the door. Oh, machine guns are fun. Okay, he's dead. So it's this guy with his machine gun specialization, he's actually getting way more rounds off. 12 rounds got enough here. Oh, but he still had AP left because no, wait, what am I thinking? He's got the ability to stop his burst after he's killed somebody. So if he kills someone, he stops firing. .20 evasion, 160 health. That's actually really good. 225. How far can this guy throw a grenade now that I've received a guy with amazing skill? This is a medium grenade. That's genuinely not bad. I mean, I wouldn't say it's fantastic, but it's not bad. Wow, that's further than Reggae could ever throw, and he had the correct skills. This guy does not. This guy does not have good throw from any pose, nor does he have extended throw range. Obviously faster throw won't affect distance, but still.
Me.
Oh!
Surprise awaits enemy.
Okay, let's decide who's shooting who. 4%. Neil. Wow, 14% chance to hit. I didn't land a single shot. Well, it happens. %13 here. Okay, that wasn't bad. 100%. Let's take his stupid noggin off. Ah, she can't see.
Reconsider.
Oof. Nice. Heavily wounded. Maybe I can just burst this guy. Ooh. 28. Ah, it's not worth it. I can't. I wouldn't be able to fire again.
Just like I wanted.
Just like I wanted. Here in Sweden, we kill all the bad guys. What do you mean? My Swedish sounds a little bit like my German or my Austrian. It's totally different. Let's shuffle slightly to the side. Just makes this shot a little bit more difficult.
One Sotilas at a time.
Dude, you're about to get wrecked. You are cleared for engagement. Fire at will.
They cannot hide from me.
Let's go.
They will kill every one of us!
This wall is surprisingly resistant. So far. A lot of bullets have gone through that wall and it's still in one piece. Ish.
I did not sign up for this!
Dead. Nah, just hide. Hide and stand by.
They have brought friends.
What a surprise that you just shuffled out in front of me like that.
They will kill every one of us!
Yeah, trying to hit with an SMG from that distance.
My time has come.
Sucks to be you, buddy. Okay, so all the enemies are dead. That's what I wanted. Now, before we race off to the next place, I want to talk a little bit about stat growth in this game. And I also had a little, for fun, I had a little play around with Sentinels. Because I'd heard that things changed quite a lot in Sentinels, and they have. So, in the original Silent Storm, there doesn't seem to be a cap on stats. You seem to be able to just keep training them up. And up, and up, and up, and up, and up. But most of them grow very slowly. And so when you bring new people into your party from the roster, the expectations that the developers had for what your stats would be are very different to they're very different to what your stats actually are. As you guys can as I've mentioned before. Now, one thing that's hugely that has a huge discrepancy is my ability to my evasion. The evasion is just way different than what the characters are you know, the characters out of the bench. The expectations are way higher. So I wondered why that was. So I went on the forums, Strategy Core forums, and I started searching through the forums trying to find an answer to this conundrum. And apparently, evasion goes up when you bleed. Not when you're running around being shot at. Bleeding increases evasion every tick. So, I figured
Order confirmed.
that once we had
Wow, I sharpen skills.
once we had cleared an area,
There is a misunderstanding. It is impossible.
I would find out whether that is true or not. So that means that we're going to have to do something which is really very RPG-like, and that is we're going to have to shoot someone and make them bleed.
Oof. It is a deep wound. I will do best.
Okay. So I'm bleeding.
It is a small wound. It can be bandaged quickly.
Evasion's going up! What is going on in this game? It's so funny to me! And this is where you evade the deadly... Just... It's so funny, isn't it? We're waiting for the next bleed tick.
I have a mild wound.
So, yeah. This is what the game was expecting you to do. It was expecting you to bleed yourself to get these vitality and evasion up.
Order confirmed.
Considering how far behind my stats are. I mean, you know, it's obvious my stats are really far behind because
I have a mild wound.
Not, you know...
I pay close attention.
I was not expecting
Order
to,
confirmed.
allow myself to just bleed constantly. To gain evasion and vitality.
I have a mild wound.
And by the way, if you want to do this at any actual rate of speed, just put
It's a
combat mode
small
on.
wound. It can be bandaged quickly. I have a mild wound. I have a mild wound.
Look at this!
It was only a question of time.
Yes! I've got an extra hit point and an extra point of
I
invasion.
bleed
Right,
like a pig. We will not complete the objective.
right, I'd better... I had better friggin' patch this injury now.
I bleed like a pig. We will not complete the objective.
It's so dumb! And I'm so far behind on
I
doing
am
this.
ready for active duty.
Okay, my injuries are gone.
My injury is a priority. Without me, mission is a failure.
Without me, fission is failure. The wounds should stop.
I bleed like a pig. We will not complete the objective.
Look at how quickly I have gained a point and a half of evasion and vitality together. Okay. The bleeding has stopped. So yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Can you imagine anything more RPG-like than this? And what I did learn was that a lot of the reason why people were asking this question, while I was reading the forums for this game, a lot of the reason why people were asking this question of how to do this was because there is a duel at the end of this game. I got spoilt a little bit. But apparently there's a duel at the end of this game with an enemy. Wasn't really paying full attention to it. And in that duel, you face off against someone with incredibly good health and stats. And
I get right on it.
that person will be able to
Estoy mejorando.
just annihilate you. If you don't have good stats, you will just be destroyed. You will be destroyed. Yeah, it's, you know... You're gonna get wrecked, basically. So people who are playing this like me, not really farming stats, just playing the game, they get to the end boss, and the end boss just ruins them because their character is not tough enough, is not good enough.
Confirmed.
And of course, you can't just pull a main character out of the roster with great stats, like you can do, like I've done here with Ollie and Xavier. There's so many ways to pronounce that name because of J sounds different in every place in Europe. Yeah, they got to the end boss.
Order confirmed.
And they just got shreked because they probably still, you know, if you play this game competently, it really doesn't matter what your class is. If you play this game competently, you're probably, you know, not going to have more than, even if you're a soldier, you're probably not going to have more than 170 hit points and the 8 or 9 evasion you started with. Maybe you got a couple of extra points when you took a hit or two. But there's no way that you're going to have, you know, like our buddy Ahmad here, you're not going to have 26 evasion and 200 hit points. Because you're not...
Imposible.
You're just not going to do it. It's like poor Eagle here. If you started the game as a sniper, you probably have the same sub-100 hit points that you started with. Maybe about 100 hit points, 110 hit points, something like that. If you didn't put your strength too low. You're probably going to have the HP that you started with. So obviously, at some point, I'll probably just carry on playing the game as is for now. get as far as I can without too much grind, because I'm just not a fan of grinding for stats. Seems a bit pointless. And so far I've done alright. I mean, I've only lost 2 characters while literally Iron Manning it up. I've only lost 2 characters, so I think I've actually done pretty well. And the 2 characters I lost, their stats were just so terrible that they were... the Reaper was stalking them. To be honest, you know, Reggae was about to go back in the roster anyway, because I was going to replace him either way. When my characters reached level 7, he was going back in the roster. And he'd probably never come back out again. Because I suspect that characters, once you've used them, they won't level in the roster anymore. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. They could level if their level falls below the baseline. So that is still a possibility. But I think that they just won't level anymore. And even if they do level, they probably just gain a small amount of stats, not the full amount that they're missing. So what that means is that we'll just carry on playing as is. In the next episode, we'll do the next story mission. We'll carry on cranking out story missions. And as we get towards the end of the game, it may be the case that I'm going to have to just stop and spend some time actually leveling up the toughness of my main character. Frankly, everything about my main character is pretty poor, stats-wise. Stats-wise, pretty bad. Kind of funny that it has this whole melee tree. I don't think that there's a single weapon skill on the tree. No, this is all critical stuff. Critical and critical severity. He's got team spirit and inspiration. Better careful shot, which is good for rifles. Increased shot range, it's good for anything. I mean, there's great freedom in not having specific weapon stats as well. It means I could in theory swap to any other weapon. It wouldn't really be an issue. Careful shot works best with well, careful shot literally is a rifle skill, so he does have at least one rifle skill. Better careful shot. Force of habit. I think the idea is that you would turn your medic into a sniper, and that's fine. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys found this episode interesting. Part of me didn't want the whole bleed thing to be true, but after that, oh, it's probably about 8 episodes ago, we had that experiment where I ran around in front of a guy and evasion didn't increase. He was shooting at me the whole time. And I was like, Well, it turns out that was not the issue. The issue was that you have to bleed for it. Which makes sense for vitality. Getting shot and bleeding makes sense that it would improve your toughness over time. But the fact that it also improves evasion is hilarious and wrong. So yeah. That's it. That's it for now. And if you settle down to play this game at some point, know that the best way to train your character to be an unstoppable war machine is to repeatedly shoot them with one of your own men so that they bleed, and then run around while bleeding everywhere. It's a process only Korn could approve of. So anyway, I will see you guys next time.